Hello, everybody. How are we on this fine Friday evening? Nice to see everybody. We're having a new beer for the evening, starting off the year as we intend to go by trying new stuff. Centennial by Salt, a hazy, hoppy, single hop series, which looks lovely, smells lovely, and tastes lovely. This is a Fishy live stream, not a beer tasting live stream, but we can combine things. How are we all on this fine Friday evening? Welcome to Fishy Business, the 10th of January. We're 10 days into 2025 already. Second live stream of the year, almost 200th live stream ever, and we're still not very good at it. We'll get better. Let me know if you can hear me and see me. We have a few people in already saying hello in the chat. Mandy's in. Ginger says howdy. Howdy yourself. Hans, hi from Sweden. And Stuart, nice to see you, Stuart. Anyone else, say hello if this is your first time here. We don't bite. Let me know that you're here, that you're watching. You can see me and hear me, and then we will crack on with your evening's entertainment tonight. Just for a change, we have two quizzes for you. We have the general normal quiz. A bit of a frog in my throat. This is one where whoever gets the most points from each quiz through the month will win a prize at the end of the month. And then we have the Eliminator, which will happen a bit later in the evening, which is 10 questions, like a survivor quiz. Answer all the 10 questions right, you win a prize. Soonish. Audio, video, good. That's what we need to see. All good, says Stuart. Thank you. Resident Alien is the current leader. If we have a look at a bit of spreadsheeting, I know he loves some spreadsheeting. There you go. Texas Tom is our current leader with 2,244 points. But if you see yourself in the top 10 in there, in fact, even if you're not in the top 10, you're still in with a chance. We'll be kicking that off around about 10:30. Or in about half an hour, depending on what time it is, wherever you are in the world. Loud and clear from Kent, says Michael Shaw. Hello, Michael, nice to see you. Lisa's here, as is Natura. Natura. Another one from Sweden. We've got quite the Swedish population in. Nice to see you. Paul's in. Good. So, what have we got? Other than quizzes, we have irreverent chat. If you've been here before, you'll kind of understand the way this goes is you say things to me and I say things back at you. This is an interactive session. It's not just me spouting off the latest, I don't know, the latest whatever pops into my head. This is you feed me some talking points and you get to find out what I think about things. Otherwise, we'll just end up ranting about things that won't interest anyone. Like, for instance, what the hell is Donald Trump up to, you people? What have you done? What are you thinking? Sorry, back off from politics. Never talk about politics or religion. That's the given advice, isn't it? Prodigal Aquarist greets. Hello yourself. Freshwater Ichthycu. Nice to see you. Oh, Stevie P stuck on a stupid meeting at work for the next half hour. Got the stream muted. Don't know why I'm whispering. If he's muted, I could just speak anyway. How are the discus? The discus are doing pretty well. Well, these ones, they're all hiding over there for some reason. I don't know if I've upset them or something. In fact, I haven't fed them today because I have spent the entirety of today. I've spent in a garage. I know I'm in a garage right now, but an actual garage that fixes cars and stuff. I was looking for the fish food, but I can't find it. Anyway, you might remember last week I was fuming and moaning about my car failing its MOT. This is me finally getting around to fix it because it's been a bit of carnage around here. The snow and the ice and the weather, and I know we've got wildfires going on in California, but in Sheffield it's bloody Baltic. It's currently -2 apparently, but I think it's a bit colder, specifically where I am. When it was saying it was -4 this morning, I went outside and it said it was -7. So yeah, it's cold. So I couldn't get my car booked in to get it fixed. Finally got that done today, but I had to go and drop it off and just sit there and wait for it to be ready. So I had to drop it off at 8 o'clock this morning, and I finally got out about 3:45 this afternoon. Yay, that was a fun day. So I've not done any of my jobs that I normally do on a Friday, and I'm all discombobulated, so I'll have to do double duty tomorrow. But other than that, it's been a kind of busy week. That's all I can say. Busy week. So I know how you're feeling, Stephen P, with the bloody meetings getting in the way of everything. I've got a big project going live this weekend, so I'm going to have to actually do some work. Well, that's not true. I'm going to have to be around while some work is done near me, I guess, because we've got some projects going live this weekend, and yeah, it's just been generally busy, and I don't like work at the best of times, never mind when it's actually busy and I have to do stuff. So yeah, it's just unsettling. It's unnerving. I don't like having all this work to do. I've not had a video out as well. I've been so busy I've not even been able to make a video. I know I made one a day every day for the last month, so I deserve a little bit of a break, but I would expect to have one out today, but for the car thing. So I'll just tell you all about it, shall I? If you have any other topics of conversation or want to know anything else, by all means ask. But just asking about the discus prompted me to think about this. So what I've been thinking about is, for those of you who watch my regular videos and know the kind of general layout of my fish room, one side of the fish room we've got Mega Tank, which is my big 8 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot tank, and then on this side of the thing we've got 2 6 foot racks, and then this tank here, which is 5 foot I think, and a bit of a gap for some filtration and water stuff and all that kind of stuff. And I made a video at some point during my daily December stuff about, Mega Tank it's like a big predator monster fish tank at the moment, but one day I'd like to turn that into a discus tank and have like a really big discus tank, because it would fulfill my natural ambitions of doing something big and wacky for YouTube, but also I really like discus. They're my favourite fish, so that was my ultimate goal, was to do that kind of thing. And loads of comments saying, that sounds like a great idea, but in that video I had said, but I don't like chopping and changing fish, so I'm not going to get rid of these big fish until they die out. So this is a kind of a 10-year journey that I'm talking about, where I'll let all these big fish live out their lives, and then when they start to die off, I'll change that and it'll become a mega discus tank. Great, everyone's gone, yeah, that sounds like a great idea, but you're never going to wait 10 years. It's just not going to happen. And I was like, no, I'm a patient man, I'm not, no. So I'm kind of thinking, right, what can we do to do Mega Tank V2? And I'm kind of in between minds, and I'm not sure what to do. So my thought was I was going to make a video about this and what I was thinking about, so as I could get some feedback from people, because as you all know, I'm a recluse who lives like a hobbit existence in a garage underneath the house, and I never actually see people or talk to them. So my only communication methods are, this is my medium of communication, where I can release videos and say things and people point out how wrong the things I say are, or live streams where we do that in real time. So what I'm thinking is, I've got 2 6 foot racks here and here. There's another 2 foot space in the middle of that, and then another 5 foot here. So you'll have to be kind of visual people to understand what I'm going for here. There's essentially kind of 20 feet to this point here, up to my desk. Do I just get rid of all the tanks altogether and just have a 20 foot mega tank and make it a 20 foot discus community mega tank? Now, it won't be 4 feet wide, it'll still probably just be 2 feet wide, or maybe 2.5, 3 feet wide tops. And it won't be 3 feet tall, it might be 2 feet tall, something like this kind of height, but 20 foot long. Actual swimming space, maybe 18, because I might take 2 of them up or a couple of feet either side, so maybe 16 feet, who knows. I'm thinking of tank size, 20 feet of tank, which will have filtration and all that worked into it. which sounds ambitious, given my previous attempts to make mega tanks. So, mega tank, 20 feet long. I think I can do it. I think I can do it because I think I've learned the lessons that I need to learn when I'm making mega tank. So, mega tank. I think we can do it. And I think it's a good idea because that will reduce the number of fish tanks that I've got in here and make maintenance, conversely, actually quite easy. I'll only be looking after 2 tanks, or maybe 5 tanks tops, instead of 30. It will give me plenty of content for YouTube because I'll be able to film that whole journey, and it'll give me... I'll be able to say silly things like, I have the biggest discus tank in Sheffield, or the world, or whatever. It probably won't be, but you know what I mean. So that's the upsides that I'm thinking about. That could be quite good. It'll be expensive, but, you know, everything's expensive. What I'm worried about, my biggest pet peeve about Mega Tank is the wasted space above it. So there's nothing above it. And it's always annoyed me that normally I would have racking, so I'd have maybe I'd definitely have 2 layers of tanks, if not 3, if I had some racking. And Mega Tank's obviously just 1. It's a big tank, but so that kind of makes up for it. I don't know if that would piss me off so much, not having anything above it. Now, I was wondering if I could build into this a second floor and a second level and have tanks. Now, my only concern here is, as much as I'm super confident that I can do this and make it work and get it to hold water, it will leak. It's going to leak. It's definitely going to leak. So I'm going to have to get in it every now and again. So I need to make enough space. Normally when I've got my racks of tanks, you want the space above the tank that you can get in and do stuff. It's very much a bit of give and take, because the more space you get in there, the higher up your tanks above it are and the more difficult they are to mess with. But the smaller it is, the harder it is to get in and do maintenance. So rather than me thinking it's awkward to get a hand in and an elbow in, or a big piece of rock in or something like that, it'll be hard for me to get in, because I'll have to get in and fix leaks and reseal bits that didn't seal properly and all that kind of stuff. So I might have to lower so if we say this is the top and the bottom of the tank, I might have to bring that down a bit so as I can increase the gap above it and not make the tanks up top too bad, or do I just give up on the tanks up top altogether? Because part of the reason for doing this is to lower the amount of maintenance that's required by having fewer tanks. And I still would have fewer tanks, but I still want to keep lots of other fish. So that's where my brain's at the moment. I'm going round all these little options in my head thinking, well, I could do that and I could move this around. I'm thinking about moving my desk out the way and having this tank here and maybe going for like a 35-foot tank and just do the entirety of the wall. What do you think? How stupid am I being? So that's what my next video is probably going to be about. My main bone of contention is, do I have a second level, or do I just give up on that space above the tank? And maybe just concentrate on a space under the tank and have storage and things like that, and maybe just move it rather than bringing it down so as I can get another one above, pushing it up so I can get more underneath. These are the things that I'm thinking about. So I've noticed you've all been talking away and I have ignored most of you. In fact, let me just do one thing while I'm here. I'm going to post the link to the quiz, because I end up doing this where I just waffle on for relentlessly without posting the link to the quiz. For those of you that want to play the quiz, there's the link for week 2. Trump said we could always join him. Him and Elon Musk. What the hell have they been drinking the Kool-Aid? They've been annoying me so much. Anyway, let's move on. Friday! Yes, it is indeed. It's that day where we no longer have to think about, I have to work tomorrow. And I have to work tomorrow. So, Friday. Hello, Lily from freezing Bolton. Hello from freezing Sheffield. It's currently... Oh, it's gone. It's changed. It's -2 now. Yeah, it's not warm. Well, it's warm in here, in fact. I've got a jumper on for some reason. I should take that off. Cold here in Bristol, sitting sitting with the cat under the heat. Oh, is the cat talking to you now? Excellent. Evening, Mickey. Evening, Mr. G. Evening, Dennis. Nice to see you. Are we going for Mega Tank 2.0? I think so. I haven't told anyone else this yet. I haven't told my wife, for instance. I don't know how she's going to take it, because I think it'll elicit a response of, why? Will you ever be satisfied? And this is my Everest. Why not? It's there. Let's do it. Definitely going to be using liquid rubber. Purely out of spite of everyone else that told me not to use it and continues to tell me not to use it, I'm going to continue to use it. Brunton, Shadow's in. Nice to see you. Evening all. Hope everyone's doing well. Sorry I'm late. I was just finishing a game with my mate. I won the chicken dinner. If you know, you know. I don't know. Mega Tank, yes. Now you're experienced. I am experienced. I think I will have a much reduced rate of issues. I know what things to look out for, where to go wrong, or where it went wrong, and what I can do to avoid those things. So yeah, I think it could be doable. Lucy Lewis, it's my birthday on Sunday. Happy birthday for Sunday. I'm afraid I don't have a song. That would be cool. There's a lot of room to take up with a very specific tank, but people do it all the time for 5 monster fish, so I say go ahead. Yeah, and I'm thinking if I can get like 20, 30 feet of aquarium, where it's one aquarium and it's for discus, that doesn't limit me, I don't think. I think it would be cool to like have a couple of hundred discus in a fish tank. But it'd also be cool to have like a couple of thousand Congo tetras, or a couple of thousand rummy nose tetras, or 5,000 stare-by cories. You know what I mean? We could have angelfish. We could have all kinds of ecosystems within one tank. Not ecosystems, but all kind of... I think it would be interesting to see what happened with the different fish. Would they hang around in different areas? Would they all spread around everything? I've seen that tank done for big fish. Your aquarium domain, for instance. I'm talking about that level of big tank. And I've seen him do that, but it is with big fish like Oscars and peacock bass and all these kind of things. But to do it with small fish, I think that would be quite interesting to see what actually happens. And it's the length thing that I think would be interesting more than anything else. Because a fish at the far end of it wouldn't necessarily know that the fish at the right hand side existed, and would that just instantly quash all squabbles? Because they would be able to just go away. I'll go over here then. Bye. See ya. Bye. I think there'd be a lot to learn out of it as well. It'd be really cool. But I agree. It is a lot of real estate to give up for one tank. I don't know. Go for it. Keep a journal while doing it and publish a nuke. Publish a nuke? A book? A book. If it's a community, and definitely yes, it would be an awesome tank. It would be. Yeah, well, this would be my journal. It would be the videos of me making it, and it would. I think it'd be a natural progression from your more bog standard mega tank of it's 8 foot by 4 foot by 3 foot. It's a big ass tank. This would also be a big ass tank, but it would be slightly different. I don't think it'd be the kind of thing you would see too often. So loads of people have done mega tanks, like the current mega tank configuration. Not many people have done a tank like that and used it for a discus tank. Not that the only reason to do it would be to be the only person to have one. It's not like, oh, well, look at me in my discus tank. It's bigger than everyone else's. Yeah. But still, yeah. Who knows? Nancy B in Tennessee. How nice to see you. Need a new home for Brian. No. Need a new home for... Is that meant to be Brian? 2? Or are we donating money towards him getting a bigger tank? Well, it wasn't spawned by Only Owls. June gave me a super chat last week to say, save Brian. I think Brian will end up in a tank like this. Where he gets a big 5 foot, 6 foot tank to himself. And then these fish obviously get repopulated into mega tank. So therein comes problem number 2. I'm thinking the timescale of, right, we need to start this in the next couple of weeks. I'm skint. Christmas has just happened. I've just paid 800 quid out on fixing my car. I've got blah 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 blah. So yeah, there's lots of logistics to consider and things to think about. Just doing that, so just stopping all these tanks and taking things down to start building, I would immediately run out of space. So I don't know if I'd have to get some more storage somewhere to. Oh yeah, there would be a whole thing. 10-minute warning for those of you wanting to pay the quiz, by the way. Here is said link to said quiz. Once more. Wally's Freshwater Aquatics Warrant, nice to see. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope so too. Matt says, definitely a big discus tank and a second level for breeding, maybe. Yeah, that's the second level thing is... I don't know if that would be too much of a compromise or just too difficult. I don't know if it might be easier to build the discus tank up a bit and have other tanks lower down on the ground. Now, that's immediately a big no-no. A big no-no that having tanks low down near the ground is a proper pain in the arse because they're difficult to service. So I can't see a way of doing something without it being a compromise. It's either going to be tanks low down, which are difficult to service, but a higher up discus tank is better because discus like being higher up. If you have kept discus before and noticed at different heights, the ones that are higher up seem to do better. They don't like being low down. They don't like looking up at things. I don't get it. I don't know why. Weird. But if I have the tank lower down, I'm compromised at getting in to service it. If I have it higher up, I can get in easy enough because I'll be able to leave myself enough headroom. Maybe I make it really high. Decisions. A long discus river tank, that's the kind of thing I'm going for. It would be fantastic in a rare site, indeed, yes. I only do metric, so no idea what 20 or 30 feet looks like. Well, I feel your pain. I don't know why us British people mix our metric and imperial. So, what? 6 foot is like 2 meters nearly, just a bit more. Right, 30 feet in meters. It's like 9 meters, 30 feet. I need to work tomorrow. I'm deciding how much work I should do. I'll probably just do the checks and water change everyone. Yeah. Cheers. Build a 35-foot tank with cinder blocks. Yeah, meh. No, I don't want to do that. I might do that. Obviously, you could do that for the base. But no, I want to build it all into itself and get that proper rigidity. That was the word I'm looking for. You could always split up the tank if you needed with divider. Yeah, so if I did have a big 30-foot tank, I could always take 10 feet of it off and still have a bloody big tank. Lots of small fish in a big tank is good. It is. What kind of glass length are you looking at? I'm probably looking at several bits of glass. Again, depending on whether I go for more tanks, and then depending whether I go for above or below, that might determine where I need extra supports. So I was potentially thinking of having windows every now and then. It's the glass is probably going to be the deciding factor cost-wise. So it'll be at what length does glass get too expensive to have a single pane, and where does it make sense to divvy it up? So you just have lots of 6-foot panes. You have a couple of 10-foot panes. When I bought Mega Tanks, got an 8-foot long piece of glass in it. that seemed to be the sweet spot at the time, but I haven't even started pricing anything up yet, so I'm not entirely sure. Graham, what's your opinion on yo-yo loaches? I have nothing bad to say. So, yeah. I do like a loach. I haven't got that much experience with them. The only loaches I've really kept have been coolie loaches, and they are cool. But always admired clown loaches, the Pakistani loaches, yo-yo loaches. Yeah, I have nothing against them. Would like to keep them one day. Depends what I do with all my tanks. The Christmas and car stuff hits for me. It was like £5 on the transmission right after shelling out quite a bit for Christmas and paying for school. I'm out of savings. Yes. Christmas is always tight around Christmas, no matter how well off you are. Because it's all relative, isn't it? You spend more at Christmas. Hopefully you spend according to your means. And at Christmas it's usually right up to your edge of your means. But yeah, the car going at the same time, it's like, ooh. It always comes in threes. So yeah, it's one of those things. Work on cars yourself, it's much cheaper. Yeah, it is. It's also much more dangerous when you're like me. Right, sorry. Several bits of glass held together with liquid rubber, probably something like that. Maybe held together with a little more than liquid rubber, but yes, pretty much. Any glass more than 4x8 will get, because like 8 foot, like I said, was kind of the point where it started to get silly when you wanted bigger bits than that. Might be cheaper to get a standard size tank and harvest the glass from it. I have thought about that as well, especially as often tanks of that size, they are, if the used market is anything like I've seen, when people are selling off big tanks, it's hard to find buyers because they are so big. They are cumbersome, they're hard to move. Quite often I'm seeing them where they've been up for months and months, so you can get them cheap that way. Especially if it's a broken tank. So if it's a tank with a broken base, and it's an 8 foot tank, and I can get 2 8 foot sides out of it, pretty good. But yeah, there's lots of working out to do, and I haven't really done the working out because I'm still talking in terms of, I could have a 16, I could have a 20, I could have a 30 foot tank. All those things mean different things into what I would actually need. Glass thickness wise, depending on how long it is, how tall it is, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's difficult stuff. Right, 2 minutes. This is your 2 minute warning. Fort quiz for anyone that's interested. There's electricity in cars. It's more the fact that I quite enjoy tinkering with stuff. So if you can see over here, this is my little tinkering table, and so far, I have some success. So this is a PlayStation 5 controller that I've been fixing stick drift by replacing a thing on. But when I tinker with things, I put them back together and then I go, oh, why have I got 4 extra screws left over? Oh, where did this ribbon cable come from? What's that for? Which is fine when it's a controller, because if it all goes totally tits up, chuck it in the bin. But if it's a car, and I'm driving along at 70 mile an hour and a wheel falls off because, that's what that screw was for, then it becomes slightly different. I wouldn't trust myself to do a lot of things. I think I could probably do more than I do, but yeah, they're professionals. It is one of those things. I definitely wouldn't be attacking a gearbox. It's one of my hobbies is watching car YouTubers fix cars and all that kind of stuff. And I remember watching one where somebody had taken apart a gearbox from a Ferrari. And it happened, here's your big transmission box, here's all the gears. And then in 10 minutes, when they had taken it apart, there was like 10,000 pieces. And then they were putting them back together again. If I can't remember how many parts of a PlayStation controller to put in, what chance am I going to have with a gearbox? Definitely not gearbox. I would like to do brakes and things like that. That seems fairly straightforward, and yeah, that could be it. But again, I'd be driving my kids around. I don't want to trust the lives of my... Derek Kerr has just subscribed. Hello, Derek Kerr. Are we any relation? I have a cousin called Derek Kerr. I wouldn't like to be driving around in a car who the brakes were serviced by someone like me. That's all I'll say. Surely our devices have put it... Well, I put together that thing, that ribbon cable was not in it, and it seems to function correctly. I'm sure one day I'll come across a function where I'll be like, press R3, and I'll be like, that's what that did, because it doesn't work anymore. Loud, quiet. Stop turning away from the mic. Sorry. See, nearly 200 live streams and I still can't do the basics. Moose, I don't know what that was. I had an alcoholic mechanic once. Get a deal on labour, but he called me the next day and told me not to drive. He forgot to attach a part and sped it over to reattach it in the driveway. Well, alcoholics with good memory. Right, so we're ready, people. There are 20 of us in for quiz. Like an oil change. I would do an oil change. The worst that goes wrong is I make the engine a bit rough. It's not going to kill anyone if I cock up an oil change, is it? Right, this is week 2 of the Aquarium Adventures quiz. There are 20 people currently logged in. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. You know what I mean. Let's begin the quiz. So, as a quick reminder, that's how the scores are stacking up so far. I've not seen Hide Nor Hair of Juggler or Jack Tank, so Stevie P, Zenny, Gas, Musk, this could be your time to shine. Question 1. Which of these midnight transformations does not happen in the folktale Cinderella? The horses turn into mice, the coachman turns into a dog, the carriage turns into a pumpkin, or Cinderella's gown turns to rags. What does not happen in the folktale? The folktale? Is it a folktale? Cinderella. Ella. Right, what do you think? Ooh, I thought that would be a nice easy one to ease everyone in. But 2 people think the horses don't turn into mice. They do. 3 people think Cinderella's gown doesn't turn to rags. It does. Because the coachmen don't turn into dogs. At the stroke of midnight, Cinderella's gown turns back into rags, her carriage turns into a pumpkin, the horses turn into mice, and the coachman turns into a rat, not a dog. Oh, Jack Tank is here, but he got it wrong because he missed the knot. Zenny's in first place, Red Kiwi in second, third place for Nancy B. Question 2. Premiering January 1981, what popular primetime television soap opera followed the dramatic ups and downs of the Carringtons? Were the Carringtons in Dallas, Knots Landing, Falcon Crest, or Dynasty? One for the old folks. If it helps, that is the Carringtons in the picture. Even I'm not old enough for this, really. I kind of remember it, but I was only a wee boy. 5 Dallases, 3 Knots Landings, 1 Falcon Crest, and 11 Dynasties. Depending where you come from, or Dynasty. It was Dynasty. Red Kiwi, Crash, and Shadow make up your top 3 now. And Jack Crook says, I'd have been terrible at this quiz. I'm born in 2001. It's fine. There are questions for people your age too, don't worry. Join the quiz. There's still time. We're only 2 questions in. The old people fall asleep before the end anyway. Or was that the drunk people? One of the 2. Question 3. The Formosan macaque is endemic to the island nation of Fiji, Jamaica, not she wanted to, Madagascar, or Taiwan. Where is the Formosan macaque from? If you wanted a Formosan macaque, where would you go? Would you go to Fiji, Jamaica, Madagascar, or Taiwan? I'm confusing it with the one that ended last year based on the Murdochs. Was that Yellowstone? No, that wasn't the Murdochs, is it? They did do a Dynasty recently. Like a remake, I think, but I don't know what happened. I didn't watch it the first time round. I'm not going to watch it the second time round. Where are macaques from? You think these macaques are from Madagascar. These particular macaques are from Taiwan. And as Juggler says, the clue is in the name. Because they're also called the Taiwanese macaque because Taiwan used to be called Formosa. Taiwan's an island? Oh, Lisa, you had no chance if you didn't even know Taiwan was an island. So what's that done to the scores? SGH has crept into first. Stevie P making an appearance at second. Aquatic Moose knew that one. You should be playing. Why are you not playing? It's fun. It's the fun bit of the night. So you don't have to listen to me ranting about nonsense. Question 4. In this illustration of a traditional Western saddle, so this one's for the Americans or horsey people, which number represents the cantle? 10, 2, 12 or 6? What is the cantle? Those of you who are cowboys or posh horsey people. That's what this question's for. I cater to everyone here. Stevie P's on his phone. You just have to guess. Cheers. Well, it's kind of nice distribution graph there. But the answer was C, 0.6. It's the bit behind your butt. Apparently. I could be wrong. Question 5. Oh no, we have to show you the who's the old Juggler. Didn't peg you for a horsey person, Juggler, or a cowboy. Texas Tom pegged you for a cowboy. Did you get that one right? Jack Tank did. Got his first points. Right, question 5. Beginning with the line, a long, long time ago. Which of these iconic songs hit number 1 on the Billboard charts in January 1972? This is for the people who like January or 1972. Or can sing the line, a long, long time ago, in a more melodic way. Long, long time ago. My Miss American Pie. It's American Pie, obviously. Well done, 16 people. SGH, how did you not know that one? Bucker's lorry carried a Q to the sea yacht and false inspector. Oh dear. How could you not get that? Question 6. Which of these is a quince? Is it A quince, B quince, C quince, sequence, see what I did there, or D quince? Which of these is a quince? This one's for fruit people. I'll be honest, I had no idea. And by the looks of it, neither did any of you. Because the actual answer is C. That's a quince. There you go. Who knew? The yellow fruit of the deciduous quince tree is similar in appearance to a pear. So, what? The pears? Yes, the pears. Derek Kerr says, American Pie, you can't sing, it runs in the family, so that must be my cousin Derek. Hello. I can sing. I've just not had enough drinks yet, that's all. So what's that done to the scores? Stevie P has made a crash to the top as second. All of you can have a look and see where you're at while I get another drink. For those of you playing along at home, I'm drinking Alpaca now. Which is another salt one. They were all on offer. A DDH IPA. DDH, I can't remember what that stands for. Double down hops. Double down on hops. Really hoppy. Double dry. That's what it meant. This quiz is it's not too difficult. More animal questions, you say? Well, let's have a look in question 7. Okay, it's not an animal question. Well, humans are animals, I guess. What silver screen hero did this Scottish actor portray in 7 films between 1962 and 1983? Did this guy play James Bond, Robin Hood, Sherlock Holmes, or Batman? Batman makes me laugh, sorry. Have you ever played the game Articulate, where like you get words on a card, you're not allowed to say the word and you have to describe it to people and get them to guess? I was playing it at Christmas with my mum. This might only be funny to me, but we'll pause the quiz for a second. If the clue I gave you and the category was people, and the clue my mum gave me was, right, he has a theme tune. It goes dinna 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 dinna. Put down in chat what you would guess to that theme tune. What would your answer be? If anybody puts down what the actual answer, what my mum meant to say, I will be amazed. Unless my mum is watching, because she will now be typing furiously away. She'll probably type in something completely different again. Batman, says Mandy. Yes, Resident Alien, Batman. 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 No, Spider-Man. Spider-Man. How? Anyway. Show the live results. Most of you thought that he played James Bond. 2 of you thought Robin Hood. Interesting. It was James Bond. Most of you got that one, thankfully. 54 points for that one, Stephen. Come on. That should have been an 80-90 pointer, surely. What? That's just clearly my mother's early onset dementia. I've got that to look forward to. Yay. Question 8. What is the largest species of spider in the world by mass? Is it a giant huntsman, a king baboon, a Goliath bird eater, or a Chaco golden knee tarantula? There you go, animal question. 2 in a row, 1 human, 1 spider. Which is the largest species of spider by mass? Oh, 18 of you going for the Goliath bird eater. The obvious answer. Is this an obvious one? Yes, yes it is. It is indeed the Goliath bird eater, the largest spider in the world. It can weigh up to nearly 6.5 ounces. Is it not Shelob? No, that was a one-off. That's like a mutant freak one. Question 9. Which of these South American flags flies over the skies of Venezuela? Now, that's just a fancy way of saying which one is the Venezuelan flag. So there's no point saying, well, I once took an Argentinian flag and I flew it in Venezuela, so that one's true technically. Shut up. No. Which one's Venezuela? Big ass spider. Please refrain from using foul language. Ass is fine. How do I change that? Shut up, Streamlabs. Yeah, why is A the only one with an answer? Just to throw you off. Because it's not A. Despite 7 of you thinking that. It's actually C. It's a triband of yellow, blue and red with 8 arched stars in the middle is the Venezuelan flag. So, at the almost halfway point, Jugglers in the lead with 538 points, SJH with 494 and Stevie P with 463. Question 10, everybody, remember we've got the gambling. In question 10, you get to wager any, some, none, all, a few. Pick. It's up to you. What are you going to bet on? We're going to give you a little bit of a hint, which probably won't help you, but you decide what you want to do that. Question 10. Here we go. This concerns critically acclaimed TV shows. Do you know your TV shows? It might worth risking it all. If you don't know your TV shows, might not be. Which beloved television series begins with the pilot episode Winter is Coming? Is it Breaking Bad, The Wire, True Detective, or Game of Thrones? Stevie P, that's exactly what I'd be thinking. Hey, come on, it's my time to shine. All I do is watch TV. Don't let my screen addiction let me down. If this is a trick, you'll be really unhappy. No, come on, you know this one. You've got that, people. Because famously, Winter is Coming is what people always say about Game of Thrones, but famously, it's actually the first one of Breaking Bad. Oh, you've all fallen for it, all of you. No, of course it is. It's Game of Thrones. This is just to separate the big betters from the small betters. So who bet the biggest? Jugglers over the 1,000 point mark, about 100 points ahead of SJH, who's about 50 points ahead of Stevie P. But yeah, nobody lost the farm on that one. Everybody won. It's just about how much you bet. I've never seen one episode of any of the 4. Adam, Jesus. Breaking Bad, it was hard to get into. It's definitely in my top 5 ever TV shows. Hang on, how do we do that? Breaking Bad was one of the ones that took me longest to get into. I must have watched the first episode 3 or 4 times thinking, what is this pish? But once I got into it, my philosophy with TV shows is give every show 4 episodes. Usually, if it's going to be good or bad, you can determine within 4 episodes. But it was really tough to get through them with Breaking Bad, to get to that 4th one. But almost flawless all the way through. Fantastic show. The Wire had some dips. Again, fantastic show. True Detective, I only watched the first season of that. It was good. It was fine. And Game of Thrones was another one. I was like, dragons? Nah, I'm out. Not into it. But there's naked girls. Ugh, so what? No, I'm not having it. I'm not into it. And then I think I caught flu or something like that, and there was just nothing else on telly. So I was like, oh yeah, go on then. I'll watch this stupid dragons. Oh, wow. It was great. Loved it. So they're all good. Never seen an episode of The Sopranos either. Jesus Christ, Adam. I was going to say, do you never get out of the house? But you get out of the house too much. Never seen The Wire? God, no. Stuart's also the same. Oh my God. Right. We're very different people, obviously. Right, where were we at? At the halfway point. Question 11. Here we go. What country has the largest herd of wild camels? Camels? That word was camels. Another animal question just for you, Rebecca. Is it Australia, India, Egypt, or Saudi Arabia? No, I have lost the power of speech. Saudi Arabia. You don't like dragons? I tend not to like dragons. If books or films and stuff got dragons in, I'm a bit like, ugh. I'm not the biggest fan of fantasy and stuff like that. It was good until it caught up to the end of the books. Yeah, I think that too. When the TV producers started taking over with the storylines, it was a bit like, really? Anyway, where are all the camels? What do we think? You think they're in Saudi Arabia or Australia. Half of you are correct. It's Australia. Imported from Asia in the 19th century, Australia now has around 750,000 camels roaming the outback, the largest wild herd in the world. Juggler extends his lead a little bit. Cheers. If you see yourself in there. Zenny in 13th place. That's rather than having 13 points, you're in 13th place. Q to the C in the top 10. Question 12. As of 2023, which US state has the lowest population? One for the Americans. America, bleep yeah. Is it Maine, Wyoming, Alaska, or Hawaii? There you go, Juggler. I've changed it. It's human population, but humans are animals. It'd be nice to have wild camels here. It'd be more interesting than deer. Yeah. I always think about, like, deer. I've seen people, like, hit deer in the road and be like, oh my God, look at that. It's totally crushed their car. And then you talk about people like in America and stuff, like going on about moose and hitting moose, and I imagine the same's true of camels, because I went to you go to the safari parks and stuff like that and see, oh yeah, look at all the deer over there, and then a massive buck-off camel comes across the horizon. You're like, Jesus Christ, look at the size of that thing. And moosies, what do you call them? Big-ass moosies. They are enormous. I've never seen the size of the things. But in my brain, they're like the same size as deer. But they're not. They're really, really not. Anyway, which state has the lowest human population? We've got Wyoming and Alaska seem to be the most popular answers, but the correct answer is Wyoming. The population of Wyoming in 2022 was just over 581,000 people. Vermont is next with 647. Alaska clocks in with over 733. What's that done to the scores? We've still got Juggler first. Oh no, what's happened? Have we crashed? Or like crashed into deer, do you mean? Yes. Moose get his top. Yeah, moose. Moose or meeses, whatever we're calling them. They're enormous. Like, yeah, the size of a house, enormous. Did we have a little bit of a moment? But it seems okay now. Good. Everyone still seems to be in. So we'll crack on as if nothing has happened. And move on to question number 13. According to a Scottish legend, what saved the clans from a Viking invasion? Was it a mermaid, a horn, a unicorn, or a thistle? This one's for Scottish people. Although, I didn't learn this until long after I left Scotland. So this might be a bit of a myth. I don't know about this one. I've never heard this. What saved the clans from Viking invasion? So 3 of you think it was mermaids. I'm not even sure how you get to mermaids. Okay. 4 of you have gone for horns, and 11 for unicorns. Now, unicorn is the national animal of Scotland, so I can see where you're going with that one. And horns, unicorns have horns. Thistle's national flower of Scotland. It's the national flower of Scotland because it fucked off the Vikings and stopped them invading us. So, SGH, Crash, Mona Lee, and False Inspector, well done. You got that one right. Freedom! I answered unicorn last time. Sometimes the answer is unicorn. It's the national animal of Scotland. But Scotland was, it's the thistle. Right, question 14. Which is the only painting Vincent van Gogh sold during his lifetime? Or Van Gogh, depending on who told you how to say his name. Is it the Irises, the Cafe Terrace at Night, the Starry Night, or the Red Vineyard? Which is the only one he actually sold? Starry, Starry Night. It's not that one, sorry. You think? Quite the spread. Nobody was really nobody was really sure. Nobody knew because the answer was the Red Vineyard. Wah, wah, wah. The Red Vineyard was purchased by Anna Boch, the sister of a fellow artist. It was the only known painting sold before he committed suicide. And Lisa went to art college. Everyone, shame Lisa, shame. What's that done to the scores? Bugger all. Question 15. Come on, people, need to do better than that. That was the highbrow question. We've got no highbrow viewers. Question 15. I say that as if I would have known the answer. Yeah. In 10-pin bowling, what is the avian-inspired term for rolling 3 strikes in a row? Is it toiki, buzzard, rooster, or duck? This is the lowbrow question. Tom's in. Muzzy, is it? Are you playing the quiz? A bad one. That was not a bad one. There's no such thing as a bad question. There's just stupid people. Have I mentioned that these quizzes are stupid? There you go. In 10-pin bowling, if you get 3 strikes, what do you get? Well, one of you thinks it's a buzzard, one of you thinks it's a rooster, nobody thinks it's a duck, and 20 of you correctly identified that it is a toiki. Well done. We must have a room full of bowlers because you all got that one quite quickly too. Question 16. Which of these astrological signs does not fall during the winter months? This is a question for the weirdos that believe in astrology. Is it Aquarius, Pisces, Capricorn, or Virgo? I would have no idea. I've just seen that. Stephen's P got a sports one. Yay. Oh, Jack's in as well. Hi, Jack. Nice to see you. This one to throw off the Anzacs. What's an Anzac? That's a new word for me. Well, I don't know. Still don't know. Hang on. Yeah, a bit of a spread. Most people going for Virgo. The correct answer was indeed Virgo. Well done. The 6th easy for me to say. The 6th astrological sign in the zodiac from late August to late September. As HQ Park says, Capricorn's December, January, Aquarius after that, and Pisces just after that. Does any of it matter? I'm going to go with no. Unless you're playing the quiz and you need the points. Australia, Anzac. Question 17. Which of these South American capital cities is closest to the equator? Bogota, Colombia, Caracas, Venezuela, Quito, Ecuador, or Lima, Peru? Which is closest to the equator? How do you people all know this? Street smarts. Not school smarts, Jack. Juggler's going obvious for this one. Could that be the thing to do? Bogota, Colombia, Caracas, Venezuela, Quito, Ecuador, or Lima, Peru? Well, 11 of you went with the obvious one of Ecuador. Bogota got 4, Caracas got 3, and 4 for Lima. Did Captain Obvious get it right? Yes, it was, of course, Ecuador. Stevie P back in the top 3. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. I should have looked closer. That one went over my head, says Lisa. Yeah, Ecuador. Why is it called that? Question 18. Which of these countries was known as New Holland until the 19th century? Was it South Africa, Canada, New Zealand, or Australia? Which of these was called New Holland until the early 1800s. South Africa, Canada, New Zealand, or Australia? Bit of a spread, but most people going for New Zealand. Did you know this one, Jack? In fact, let's give Jack a minute to answer this one, or Google it like he normally does. The correct answer was... What does that noise mean? Hang on. Bat phone's making a noise that I don't recognise. Nope, it's fine. The correct answer, Australia. Australia was commonly known as New Holland until the early 1800s, when the name Australia began to be popularised by a British explorer named Matthew Flinders. Now you know. Well done, Q to the C. That got you up to 6th point and over the 1,000 points mark, getting that one correctly. Laurie Carey Day up to 14th. And Jack Tank up to 19th. Yeah, well done, Jack. Did they teach you that in school? Penultimate question. What European fashion house uses the iconic Scottish tartan pattern? Is it Burberry, Fendi, Givenchy, or Hermes? This is for the fashionable amongst us. What European fashion house uses this iconic Scottish tartan pattern? Burberry, Fendi, Givenchy, or Hermes? Yeah, this would be my... I would have got this one, but much like your sports ball question, Stephen, this would be my... fashion? What? Huh? Live results. Oh, most people are going for Burberry. 2 Fendis, 1 Givenchy, 1 Hermes. I think I would have got this one. I think I would have known this one. Not because I'm Scottish, just because you recognise that, don't you? Because it is, of course, Burberry. So it's about who gets it fastest on this one. Juggler, 84 points. Crash, 89 points. 81 for False Inspector. Anyone faster? 90 for Jack Tank. No one faster than Jack Tank, I don't think. $87 for Mona Lee and Zenny. What is your family's tartan? It's the Kerr tartan. We have our own tartan. That I got married in. There you go. That one. I have a kilt. Just like that. That looks like my kilt. That's the hunting tartan. I think there's like a ready one that's... Wake up! Graham! Wake up! Right. Does that mean get on with it? That's like the normal Kerr tartan. Who's buying kilts for 100 quid? You must be shit kilts. Sorry. Right, carry on. Last question. What was I saying? Last question. Again, this is another gambling question. So we'll have a look at the scores. Juggler's got a 200 point lead over SJH, who has 100 points over Crash. So, you know, it's whatever you want to go for. Tartan. If you go to Edinburgh, every family had a tartan. Yeah, so, like, there's tartan, and then there's tartan for Americans. Sorry, all Americans. But if you go somewhere like Edinburgh and you say, "Hello, I'm part Scottish," they will find a tartan and sell you a tartan. They're, the whole everybody had it. It's not true. So like the Kerrs had a clan Kerr. That's your tartan. But under the clan Kerr, there'd be lots of other different McCullochs or whatever, and they would all report into the clan. And so not every family had a tartan. Only the clans had a tartan. But if you go to a shop in Edinburgh, for instance, and say, "My name is this," they will find a tartan and assign it to you and sell it to you. I heard from the tailor we went to recently who worked for a kilt maker in Scotland. Yeah, you'll find someone that's willing to sell you a tartan. Make no bones about it. Family tartans are a consumer myth only clans indeed. Also, most clans had multiple tartans. Yeah, a lot of the clans had, you would have your dress tartan and hunting tartan. I think there was another one as well, but even that's a bit, that came in way later. Anyway, final question. Are we ready, everyone? What do you want to gamble? Here's your slight clue as to what the question might be about. Question 20. Do you know your modes of transport? You might be thinking, does he mean bicycle, scooter, skateboard, hot air balloon, warship, train? On which mode of transportation would you find a futtock? Would you find a futtock on a hot air balloon, a wooden ship, a stagecoach, or a steam train? What has a futtock? Watch out for the futtock. Get off the futtock. Where would you find a futtock? While you think about it, I'm going to go and get another drink. What do we think then? Lisa's happy. 13 points incoming for someone. Oh. Where would you find a futtock? Where do you think? Well, most of you think it would be on a wooden ship. But 2 of you think hot air balloon, 7 of you stagecoach, and 3 steam train. A futtock is a curved timber piece forming the lower part of a wooden ship's frame. So what has that done? Your winners are Stevie P in 3rd place, SGH in 2nd place, and top dog tonight, Juggler with 3,120 points. There you go, have a look at that. Well done, Juggler, SGH and Stevie P making up the top 3. Look at all those 0 pointers. Oh, Muzzy as it did join at the end. Got 7 correct and then flopped out on the last one. Oh, sorry. Where did Zenny get? Was there a 13 pointer there? Oh, there is indeed a 13 pointer, 16th place. Sorry, that just makes me laugh whenever I see 13 points at the end. Well, now you know. If you call someone a futtock, it's the bottom part of a ship. Right, while we do some live spreadsheeting, beer number 3 of the evening, we're going for a North brewery. It's called Other Eyes. And it claims to be another hazy IPA. Let's just see how hazy it is. Well, we look at your... Oh, it's not hazy, it's fizzy. Well, we look at the live spreadsheeting. Remember, don't all rush away now. We've got one more quiz where you can win immediate prizes. Remember that. Bite me. It just makes me laugh. I'm sorry. Rankings. Export player list rankings. Open that one. That's the wrong beer. Where's the spreadsheet gone? There we go, right. So, delete that column. Copy that and that. Move that down there. We're on week 2, is that right? Paste that there. And then the scores in January are as follows. Juggler is in first place with 5,306 points. SJH 4,708. Stevie P 4,390. Texas Tom has had a fall from grace outside of the top 3 now from first place last week. This is like the charts, isn't it? Texas Tom has moved down from first place to 4th with 4,446. That's not right. 4,046. Jack Tank in 5th. False Inspector 6th. 7th is Moner Lee. 8th is Red Kiwi. 9 is Shadow. And making up your top 10 tonight is Elaine with 1,395 points. Well done, everyone that's in the top 10. Everyone else, you're rubbish. No, that's not true. We can all do well. You can win the Eliminator design. You can indeed. For those of you that are new here, we've got 2 quizzes. That was the monthly quiz where we tally up all your points for the month, and whoever gets most points at the end of the month gets a prize. A better prize, a good prize, whereas the Eliminator gets a rubbish prize. No, they can get a good prize as well sometimes, but it's 10 questions. If you get one wrong, you're out, but if you make it all the way to the end, you win a prize, and it might be a little bit more tricky tonight. I wrote the questions while I was sitting in the garage, totting up how much it was going to cost me to get my car fixed, so I might have been a little bit angry and thinking I can't afford to be sending prizes to America this week. It's costing me a lot of money. But yeah, I think you'll do well. You can get to the end. Prizes such as ta-da, product placement. I've got final versions. I haven't released these on the website yet, but this is the desktop clock or the nightstand clock. I don't know what to call it yet. Where it comes on a little stand, but it's also detachable, and you can hang it on a wall if you want to hang it on a wall. So you get that size if you're into that kind of thing. Or I'm calling this the fish room clock because it's more of a heat size. It's more of a a wall clock for hanging in your fish room or near your fish tank. So we're going with these as the final versions. It comes with a little hanger, so you can just hang that on your wall or whatever you want to hang it on. These are some old versions that didn't work. These ones are actually spaced correctly with the right times and everything. So these will be coming out on the website soon. So, you know, if you've got too much money, you just don't know what to do with it all, you can buy some of my crap. I keep forgetting to thank you for the nicest fish towel I have. Thank you very much. Adam, a previous winner of something. What did you win? Did you win the Eliminator, Adam? I can't remember now. But yeah, I think I sent you a fish towel. So, it's got there. Good. I'm glad. What about the Spreadshop or whatever it is available to the US? Yes, Spreadshop is still available in the US. Most of these things, unless you want the file and you can print it yourself, most of these things are only available in the UK. Did you get the clocks made? I made them myself, Jack. That's why this is like V2 or V1, where the hour dots aren't quite lined up properly. Yeah, so if you win the Eliminator tonight, you could possibly win this. Yeah, you can tell I made them myself because they don't actually line up properly. This was this is V1, where it doesn't actually have any dots, and my audience, which is my kids, no one will know what that means, Dad. No one can tell the time anymore. So they insisted I added dots. And then when I did add dots, they went, "Oh, you meant to put numbers, Dad, otherwise no one will know what time it is." So I vetoed that one. Said, no, not everyone's an idiot like you lot. Some people can tell the time. So I am working on a digital version, which will be another bedside clock one with a digital one with alarm clock and radio and all that kind of stuff. But I need a bit more time to work that one out. The clocks are great. They are. I quite like them. Thank you. I wanted to ask you, do you have an STL for your float valve holder? I should have. Have I not put that on the website? And what was the outcome of the trolley thing? Oh, yeah, I can't find the one without the... Oh, I could find it. Yeah, I could probably find it. Sorry, this is a private conversation that we're now having over Tinterwebs. One of the things is... So the whole reason I've done this is if you go onto my website and you buy some fish food or something like that, you get free delivery over £20. But it works out that if you buy like 2 packs of fish food or 3 packs of fish food, that sometimes it's like £19.40. You're like, ugh. And I've had a few messages saying you've designed it that way, and I'm like, I really haven't. But I thought I'll put on a few things where I can put on this, for instance, like 50p. I don't know. I haven't done it yet, but my plan is to put some of these up as trolley fillers, so as it gets you over the £20, so you get the free shipping. Because as much as I want to make some money, because I'm using any money I make to help with my fish room and my running costs, I'm not just trying to bleed all my customers dry. So I'm going to put up a few things like this, where I think this is great. So this, for those of you who are interested, is like a trolley thing for your... I don't know any other way how to say it other than your trolley thing. So rather than putting £1 in your trolley, you stick this in, take it back out again, free trolley. I'm working on some key rings, I'm working on some other algae scrapers are a couple of quid. So I'm putting a few options of things that have just got like my logo on it, where I can 3D print a few of them, sell them for a couple of quid each, gets you over that £20 margin, and you get your free delivery. I wanted it to be a nice thing that I was doing, and I'm getting accused of being a mercenary in some circles, but that's fine. No one's ever going to be happy all the time. Okay. So I'm releasing them as the physical ones. So if you want me to send it to you, then I'll just send it to you. But I'll release the STLs as well. So if you have a 3D printer yourself, you can print it for yourself. Let me just get the Eliminator up while we're talking. And I thought it was a good idea just to, sell some merch that I control. I've had a few complaints recently, which, to be fair, have been just. So if you buy any merch of mine from Spreadshop, which is the international one, so no matter where in the world you live, if you want a t-shirt, a mouse mat, whatever it is, you can buy it off Spreadshirt. They will deliver it to you in a week or two, tops. If you buy any of my UK merch, which comes from Phil, at Elite Logos for You, it comes... he's doing me a solid. He doesn't charge me much. He doesn't make any money off it. We make a little bit of margin on the stuff, but it's really high quality t-shirts and stuff with proper embroidery. It just takes a bit longer. And a load of people ordered t-shirts before Christmas, and we didn't manage to get them out before Christmas, and a load of people gave me shit for it, which I understand. They bought them as gifts. It does say in the listings, they can take 2 or 3 weeks. They're built to order. They're made to order, and they take a while to get out. So he was busy at Christmas, so couldn't get all the orders out, so we missed Christmas. And some people were rightly upset about it, which it reflects badly on me, because I'm like, oh, sorry, he's doing me a favour. It feels horrible. Whereas things like towels, I've now run out of towels, but I can ask them, give me 20 towels, and then I can have them in stock, so as when someone orders one, I can just send it out. But I can't give me 20 small t-shirts in blue, 20 small t-shirts in green, small t-shirts in black. So they're always made to order, because there are so many combinations of sizes and colours. It doesn't make sense to keep them in stock, but I just seem to be constantly disappointing people by not getting them out in time. So it's a bit of a crappy situation. Whereas if you order from Spreadshirt, they're a little bit lower quality in that they're screen printed, but they're sent out consistently on time. Also, I don't make very much money off those, whereas I make a lot more money off the ones that are embroidered because it's all kept in-house, if you like. So, the long and the short of that was I wanted to have lots of other things that could be little people that want to support me but don't necessarily want to spend 40 quid on a hoodie. Here's an algae scraper that costs a couple of quid. Here's a keyring that costs a couple of quid. Here's this kind of thing. Buy some food and just top it up so as you get the free delivery. It's little things to help you out like that. That was the idea. So I'm going to do more and more things like that. Part of the reason is because I like 3D printing. I've got a 3D printer. I'm into that kind of hobby. I like designing things and seeing what I can put my logo on and what can be a useful tool. And part of it's, if you want to support me, here's some nice cheap ways to do that. Here ends my sales pitch. Right, so what was I doing? I was copying something. If you want to do we'll do it at past. The Eliminator, there is the link. Notice Graham hasn't done his annual how much did YouTube pay me vid for 2024 after he blew up. Doesn't want to tell the taxman this year. I'm afraid I do have to tell the taxman. You're right, actually. I haven't done that. That would have been an easy one to do. I've noticed lots of people have started doing that. So the reason that I like doing that the last couple of years was because nobody did it, and it was like, oh my god, someone's telling us. But nowadays, everybody does it. So I didn't even think about doing it this year. Exclusive for everyone here. About the same as I made last year, even though I've got more subscribers. I want to make a clock wall similar to the ones I see on Pinterest, so I'll keep that in mind. Well, we can talk. I can send you some clocks, different colours and everything. I've been wondering, when are you going to do it, Graham? I wasn't going to do it. I didn't even think about it this year, to be honest. The float valve isn't on the site. Oh, right, okay. That'll be why then. I want a 3D printer just a minute. Yeah, I would go for it. I've had a 3D printer for a few years now, and I got one for myself for Christmas, whereas we've had one that has technically been my son's for a while. And that we're on his second one, where we started with a Creality Ender 2 or an Ender 1, and then went to the Ender 3.
Oh, my balls.
And oh, my balls, someone's donated us something. Paul Jeffries has donated £10 through the Super Chat. Thank you very much, Paul. Good evening, hope you're well. I'm better now. Thank you for your £10. Yeah, so I bought one for my son for birthday or Christmas a couple of years ago, and it was like an Ender 1 or an Ender 2, and that was like early adopter stuff where you had to build it all yourself, you had to configure it every time you wanted to use it. It was like, whoa, you had to adjust everything manually, get bits of paper and clear tolerances and move things around, and it was just very manual and very hard. And then we went to the Ender 3, that was like, oh, it levels its own bed, wow. That was a massive jump. And for this year, for Christmas, I got myself a Bamboo Lab A1, and that is such a jump from the Ender 3 to the Bamboo Lab. It's mind blowing how fast it is, how quality it is, how you can change colours mid-print. Oh, it's fantastic. But I really like it. Just messing around with it is one of my favourite things to do, where I will literally sit in Tinkercad and go, how would I make this shape? And I'll fanny about for ages trying to make a shape, and then when you finally get it, you're like, yes, fantastic. It's really, it's very addictive. You have to be losing money if giving free delivery for 20 quid. No, but I'm not making a lot of money. Yeah, let's put it this way. If I ever lose my proper job, the prices on my website will skyrocket. So now's the time to get in and buy things. Here, a trolley is a little cable car train on. Yeah, A shopping cart. That's what it is in the US. I can recommend the towels from Phil. In fact, I totally can. For this one reason, if nothing else. All the towels that don't have... Why don't you have hanging looks towels? What is your problem, towels? Yeah, but they're really good stuff. Good quality. I can't recommend them enough. My only issue is that he's very busy because he's got a very good, profitable, busy shop. So I, rightly, am at the bottom of the queue whenever I want to get stuff off him because he's doing stuff for proper paying customers. Whereas a lot of the stuff he does for me at cost, which is very nice of him, but rightly I have to be at the bottom of the queue. Yeah, I think I explained this last week, that depending on which area you're in, if you're in a nice posh area, you can get your shopping cart or your shopping trolley and you just take it and you do your shopping and that's fine. If you're in a bit of a dodgy area, they're like, oh no, deposit for that trolley, or you're getting it. No, you're on hand baskets. Because I don't know why. Have they got a scrap value or something like that maybe? So you have to put in some money. So rather than putting in money, because I don't carry cash that often anymore, I've got that on my key ring, I can get my trolley. Does that make sense? Paul Jeffries, yes, there you go. That is that super chat. Thank you very much, Paul. Someone under £200. Yeah, I think at Christmas they were doing an offer on like the mini version of the one I've got, which has the same size build plate and most of the same features. I think that was under £200. It's fantastic.
Oh, my balls.
Another balls. Lily Loft. Hello there. We'll get to you in a second. Would it be a good golf towel? It would be a good golf towel, Tom. Yes. That's what it reminds me of. It's probably a little bit big for a golf towel, if anything. But you know when you get like the... I'm going to make myself sound old now. Like the olden days when you would get like a staff bag or something like that and it would have the golf towel with a little hanging loop, and that would be fine. And then in more modern times nowadays you get your Callaway or your foot jaw towel and you think that's like a bath towel. It's kind of in between hand towel and bath towel size. I'll get you one. Anyone know where I can get an Eheim tap valve for 400T near Hull? Mine just broke, needs ASAP. I don't. I mean, we're all talking about 3D printing, but I can't get you one ASAP. It would probably take me a couple of days to print one, or to find one, print it, and send it to you. I think your best bet might be to go to your local fish shop and see whether or not they can find you one. If you can wait a bit longer, I can have a look and see whether I can print you one and send it to you. But yeah, I'm not sure. Unless anyone listening has a spare or knows where you can get one and can send it across. They do have... I was going to say, Fluval do have a website where you can buy lots of spares. I'm sure Eheim must have the same sort of thing. You can get it like next day delivery. Yeah, if you just Google Eheim spares, you can get most of the things on there. See if that's any good. Right. Eliminator. Have you not hit the like button, people? That's all. That's the one thing I ask people to do. It's just hit that like button. It's free. Right, we're going to do the Eliminator. For those of you who are still in, here we go. Let me find it. It's presentation view. Move that over there. For those of you that like scanning the QR code, there it is. We've only got 6 people that want to play the Eliminator. That can't be true. Damien says Graham in capital letters while spelling it correctly. Here. You're on your way to being my favourite subscriber. This is my first live stream. I always have to watch Saturday due to work. Hello. Hello yourself. Thank you for joining us. Welcome. If you want to play along, you could win a prize on your very first live stream. You just either have to look at the link I've just posted or scan that QR code. And we'll get started with the Eliminator. Right, are we ready? Start the countdown. 10 seconds. Sighting. Remember, the questions get slightly harder as they go on. You just have to get it right, and you're in. Question 1. What was James Bond's code name? Was it Shooty McShagalot, 777, 007, or number 1? What was James Bond's code name? Well, someone didn't. I'm surprised nobody answered A. Someone went for 777, and we're going to have to shame you now. Hang on. William Buckley, have you never seen 007? Surely is the correct answer. It is. Everyone's except William Buckley is still in. And if this is your first time, sometimes I cock up on the quizzes. So if the answer is ever answer option D, it's not the answer. Oh, there you go. More than one person is now telling you that. Clue for Damien. The answer is never D. If D says answer option D, it's not D. Shooty McShagalot and their partner Assie McBlasty. Wasn't that Austin Powers? I don't know if it was. So someone was eliminated for being too slow, and William Buckley was eliminated for being wrong. Sorry for singling you out there. Right, are we ready for question 2? Anna, Elsa and Olaf are all characters in which Disney franchise? Is it Finding Nemo, Little Mermaid, Frozen, or Star Wars? What do we think? Ooh, all 14 competitors have gone for Frozen.
Slanjava. Cheers.
All 14 competitors are correct. SKP, Juggler, Gasmas, Buckers, Muzzy Is It, Stephen P, False Inspector, Shadow, Nancy B, Laurie Carey Day, Zenny McGinger, Mona Lee, Jack Tank and Salty Matt are all still in. This is an easy eliminator, right? JT, you're going out on the next question, no doubt. You can't say things like that. The ones in the olden days were way more difficult. They all start easy and they get progressively harder. Question 3. What was Neil Armstrong the first man to walk on? Was it Orson Welles? It was not meant to be Orson Welles. The North Pole, the Moon, or the South Pole? I checked this earlier. Why have I... Anyway, hopefully you went for the moon. Okay, good. Because that was the correct answer. So everyone is still in, thankfully. Whew. That was a variation on answer option D. I got answer option A wrong, that one. Question number 4. What 1972 book about a band of rabbits scared the bejesus out of many children, including me, in the film format? Is it Little House on the Prairie, The Goonies, The Very Hungry Caterpillar, or Watership Down? I know this was a little bit wordy. Bright eyes. Ah! Oh, I still have. So I picked this because I had a nightmare about this the other day. What am I now? 47? 48? I don't know how old am I. 47. And I had a nightmare about Watership Down the other night. Literally woke up sweating like, oh, where's the rabbits? Oh no, it's okay, we're fine. Most of you have gone for Watership Down, because that is the correct answer. Sorry, people who went for The Goonies or Very Hungry Caterpillar. It was... What a freaky, scary film. On the face of it, a bunch of rabbits have to run away, face some challenges on the way. Read it as a book, you're like, oh yeah, okay, stuff happens. Watch as a film, oh my god, you're either tripping on acid for like 40% of it, or scaring the bejesus out of them. With blood dripping from... Never heard of it. Never heard of Watership Down? Really? That can't be just a UK thing, surely. Sorry, we're going to have to pause the game. Oh, it is a British animated film based on the novel by Richard Adams. It was banned because of violent... It's a children's book, and it was banned because of violent conduct. They all die in the end. They don't all die in the end, but my god, it's harrowing. If you've never seen it, search it out. Just don't show it to your kids. You've never heard of it either, Scott? My god. Right, we might do a watch-along party to Watership Down after this. So this is a scene from it. It's one of the We're All on Acid scenes that you can see at the moment. It's on Netflix. Yeah, it's like... It's a big thing. I can't believe nobody's ever heard of it. Anyway, let's move on. We'll come back to how much you've never heard. You've never heard of it either, Jack. You're kind of British. You should have heard of this. Right, anyway, who have we still got in? SKP, Juggler, Gasmus, Buckers, Muzzy Is It, Stevie P, Nancy B, Laurie Carey Day, Mona Lee, Jack Tank, Salty Matt, and some other people if it ever comes back to the other screen. Zenny McGinger, you did it. Well done, Zen. Question 5. This is where they start to get a bit harder. How many teeth do the majority of adult humans have? So, I have one less. Is it 32, 36, 24, or 42? How many teeth does the average adult human have? Pardon me. Oh, we've got a bit of a mix here. 5 of you think we have 32 teeth. 4 of you have 36. 2 of you came up with 42. I'll tell you what, it's not 42. Was everyone doing what I did when I first thought of this question? Like, check them on your tongue to see how many you've got. The correct answer is 32 teeth. We have lost 6 people. Who have we got left? We've got SKP, Stevie P, Zenny McGinger, Mona Lee, and Jack Tank. We lost a few on that one. Pour one out for the losers. Question 6. What US state does not border California? Is it Arizona, Nevada, Utah, or Oregon? What does not border California? Now, given we had some Americans here, I'm hoping that we... I thought, there's a few Americans left, we'll definitely get this one. The correct answer is Utah. Oregon, Nevada, Arizona. There's Utah not touching. I can't believe we only made it to question 6. We've got some good ones for the last 4. No survivors at this level. Right. Quick one. We're going to rerun that. Not for a prize. You don't want a prize for this one unless you get... no. We'll see how I feel at the end. This is just not for a prize, just for fun. So you'll obviously know the first 5 or 6 questions. I just want to see who does well in the end questions. So you get back in again. A free play. Jack, get in here, see if you can win again. While we wait, I'm just going to Google some Watership, some images from Watership Down. Look at this! It's children's book! Children's... that's not too bad. That's the same one. Yeah, that's one of the bad fuckers. There's so many. It's obviously just showing you the one scariest one all the time. Yep, I'll rip you to shreds. There's a lot of that goes on. Oh my god, what the hell? He's ripped his throat out. Where's all the trippy ones? Bigwig, that was him. Is there like a new Watership Down? Because that is not... He's not from the old one. Oh, there's a 2018 version. Nah, we want the 1978 version. Your Bigwig's like, fuck you, I'll eat you all and spit your eyes out and piss on your brain. That happens. Yeah, there's one of them caught in a snare. Oh, there's all kinds of shit. Oh, it's horrible. It's horrifying. Anyway. We're not going to play the Eliminator now. Yay! Alright, there's about 15 of you in. We'll start the countdown again. Here we go. 10 seconds left. I mean, have you seen how Bambi's that? This is like Bambi, but directed by... what's his face? Bambi directed by... I'm not sure whether it is. It's just... Who's the one with all the blood and the gore? It's not Quentin Tarantino. I was going to say Bambi by Quentin Tarantino, but it's like Bambi by... like some kind of... Oh, that's awful. It's just all awful. Okay, 10 people it seems are playing. 10 of you went for 007. 10 of you were right. So we'll go on to the second question. Whip, up, 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 up. Anna Elsa Olaf, which Disney franchise? Synopsis of Watership Down. Psychic rabbit warns some friends that their field has been ploughed, so they escaped. Yeah. But that's like the first 5 minutes. It's just like, yeah, I can tell something bad's coming. We should all fuck off. And 98% of us will die. All right. Frozen. Yes, well done, everyone. Neil Armstrong was the first man to walk on. The moon. Well done. Have we lost someone already? They must have timed out. What book? Band of Rabbits. That we've been talking about. I think you should all go and watch this. This is your homework for the week. Go and watch the original Watership Down. It's really good, but harrowing. This is the second bit. The band travel to find the perfect place, but in the journey come across a Nazi warren who make their life hell. Yep. Live answers. Everyone says Watership Down. Everyone's correct. We show the ranking and we carry on. How many teeth have you got? Is it still 32, or has somebody invented another 4? I'd like to see the Quentin Tarantino version of A Very Hungry Caterpillar. One caterpillar ruins tons of food by eating one small hole through it. It is indeed 32. One of you still went 36. They just don't believe it. They've obviously got extra teeth. Well done, everyone who's still in. Question 6. What state does not border California? Is it Arizona, Nevada, Utah, Oregon? It's Utah. And now we're back on a level playing field after this one. It is indeed Utah. Well done, everyone who's still in. So we've got Buckers, Stephen P, Mona Lee, Zenny, Nancy B, Gas Musk, William, and Muzzy, is it? All in. So 4 questions to go. Let's see how we do. Question 7. In Mambo number 5, where did Lou Bega say Erica was? Was she by my side, in the sun, in my life, or on the floor? A little bit of Monica, meh, meh, meh. A little bit of Erica, meh, meh, meh. Hua! What do we think? Somebody thinks she's by my side. Somebody thinks she's in the sun. Somebody thinks she's in my life. She's by my side.
Cheers.
Sandra's in the sun, and I think it's Erica. No, Erica's by my side. Someone else is in my life. I can't remember. Anyway, it's by my side. Who we got still in? Muzzy, Moner, Stevie P still in. Question number 8. J.K. Rowling authored books on which series of children's books? This should probably have been a bit easier. Peter Rabbit, The Famous Five, Harry Potter, or The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe? See, this question was designed to give people a bit of false hope. They go, oh, I know this one, this is easy. Because you've all gone for Harry Potter. And you're all correct. So you're still in. Question 9, the penultimate question. Which of the following is an acronym? KFC, BBC, NASA, or FBI? Which of the following is an acronym? Two of you have gone for NASA and one's gone for FBI. The correct answer is NASA. The others are initialisms. So, KFC, you're spelling out the initials BBC, FBI, whereas NASA, you're pronouncing it as if it's a word. So, NASA. So, we've got Stevie P and Muzzy Is It. America versus England. Down to the final question. Who will win? Who will be victorious? Question 10. How many official languages does South Africa have? 11, 9, 7 or 5? Oh, they've both gone for 7. There's nothing splitting America and Sheffield. Both wrong. There's nothing splitting America and Sheffield. The answer is 11. South Africa has 11 official languages, English, Afrikaans and 9 ethnic languages, of which Zulu and Xhosa are the most widely spoken. You both guessed C and you were both equally wrong. I think that's the best way to finish off the Eliminator, by both being wrong by the same amount. So well done both of you. But also, united we stand on having no freaking clue. Indeed. Well, I enjoyed that, if no one else did. That's like saying you have 10 best friends, they can't be all that official. Well, this is from the website of South Africa about how many official languages they've got. There must be... Yeah, it does make sense though. It's a lot of tribal languages which are still... Yeah, that's our official language and 8 people speak it, but it's still the official language. It makes sense. It makes sense to me. Graham likes watching people suffer. I don't. That's not what I said at all. Whip's World has just joined in. Hiya, beautiful people. Let's get tanked. Well, we're kind of working our way towards that. Nice to see you, Whippy. We are about to finish, though, because I don't want to crash into someone else's live stream. That's okay, says Stephen. I'm sure you're very much on top of things. And have already shipped my prize from last week. Well, I was expecting you to win again, Stephen, so I didn't want to do 2 separate shippings. Basically, you're getting one of these. You might be getting the wonky clock with the hours that don't actually line up properly. You might get the one that doesn't actually have hours with the blue hands. You might get the very first prototype of the current version, or the keyring that I've yet to design. Who knows? It's nearly bedtime, Whippy. It is indeed, for some of us. My glass, it runneth empty, because we've done 2 hours already. Are we crashing into anyone else's stream? Who have we got? What? A thing has happened. A thing has happened. A noise was made. Zen Ginger has been tortured for 21 months. Thank you very much for your continued patronage to this torturous... I mean, you have won this, haven't you? You've done well before. It's a lovely clock. I might even learn how to tell time. Yeah, exactly. If nothing else, I'm educational. So, before we leave you, the takeaways from tonight are... Everyone's stupid. No. The takeaways from tonight are... I'm thinking of doing a ridiculously big fish tank. I want to know whether or not I should pursue having tanks above or below it, or just go with the ridiculously big fish tank? Is anyone interested, or am I deluding myself and thinking that that would be a good thing that people might want to see? These are all questions I will pose in my next video, which may or may not come out in the next few days, because I'm very busy and I just don't know if I'll have time to do that kind of things. 2 hours. That means you start at 3 my time. No wonder I missed this. I mean, I'm happy to go on, but it usually ends badly when I continue on for more than 2 hours. We've normally got the Cold Water Aquatics usually streams straight after me. Let me just go onto YouTube and see if he's doing a thing. He is indeed doing a thing. So if you all want to go and watch that to continue your fishy journey, go and do so. You can check him out at his YouTube channel. He's just started going live now. Fish Room Friday by Cold Water Aquatics. If you want to check me out on my Discord channel, you can go and do that. There's a link somewhere up there. If you want to watch one of our videos, that's always appreciated. If not, we'll see you next time. I like watching other people set up gigantic tanks. Well, I'll have a go at it. Pardon me. And we'll see you next week. If not, I'll see you through the windy. Cheery bye. Thank you for joining me. Bye.